What up, is Marcus with Dynasty Football. Dads, I have a Jerry Jeudy signed jersey. It wants a new home. It's going to have a new home here soon. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving that away to one of you guys. We just gave away the Patreon football here. We're going to be giving away something else on Patreon as well, but I'm not going to sneak peek that quite yet. We'll do that here maybe in a couple days. But 1,000 subscribers, all you have to do is be a subscriber. Don't have to donate any money or anything like that. You get that potential to get that jersey, all right? So we're going to be doing... And what you're here for is the biggest bust and biggest breakout here. And we're going to start with the biggest breakout because I love this guy. I think I love him maybe too much, but it is CeeDee Lamb. And the reason for CeeDee Lamb, I mean, you have a guy that had over 900 yards last year, a guy that, if you look at statistically, did not have the season that Justin Jefferson had, did not have 1,400 yards. But you look at the target similarities there, you look at where CeeDee Lamb could be, being a top 36 wide receiver his rookie year, that's kind of like a mark there. It shows that a lot of those wide receivers are the ones that break out into their sophomore year or into their junior year. They're the ones that turn into elite. CeeDee Lamb reminds me so much of DeAndre Hopkins. I see him in these highlight camp videos, and CeeDee Lamb, mark my words, this is my thing, is I think he's going to be a top 5 wide receiver when it's all said and done this year. I understand. They have Gallup. They have Amari Cooper. That could be, I mean, they have Zeke coming out of the backfield. There's going to be a lot of yards spread around. But CeeDee Lamb is going to be wide receiver, all said and done, wide receiver 5 on the year. And good luck trying to get him will be 23 at that point. Good luck at trying to get him in Dynasty. It will be impossible. While there's a little bit of a window open now, it will be impossible soon. It will be like the Justin Jefferson. In fact, if you told me right now, Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb, I would have a really, really hard time, and I'm a Vikings fan, I would have a really, really hard time trying to determine which one I would have. I would just give a slight tiny edge to Justin Jefferson because Justin's done it before. He's had the 1,400 yards. But man, CeeDee Lamb, I love CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you look at a guy who had a wonderful beginning part of his first 5 games with Dak Prescott. I mean, you're talking about a guy who could be like easily a almost borderline wide receiver 1, like top 12 wide receiver with Dak last year. And now you're looking at a wide receiver that, he's being drafted kind of into this even redraft leagues, end of third, beginning 4. Like, give me that every single day of the week. So CeeDee Lamb, biggest breakout. Tomorrow's video, by the way, will be it's just a mistake that I keep seeing wannabe teams do. I've seen these trades happen over and over and over again. And then 2 minutes before I put this video on, we have an email thread that shows all the different trades, and another trade just happened. The exact same thing. It's the exact same mistake. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. Don't miss out on tomorrow's video. Man, it's frustrating. All right, but anyways, it is one of the biggest mistakes I see Dynasty owners do and continue to do. All right, but my biggest bust right now, and I've kind of changed wind on this guy could be something. Like, he could be a home run. And so it's not Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs is a player I actually would rather have than this mysterious guy here. Henry Ruggs is somebody that I think is actually more talented and has a similar skill set, but just a little bit more elite and everything. The bust that I am talking about is a guy who is technically wide receiver 2 on his own team. Are you guessing who it is? He plays on a team that is going to be easily winning games. He also is a fast burner. It is Mecole Hardman. And I at first was like, oh, Mecole Hardman. He has kind of that, what happens if Kelsey or Tyreek Hill get hurt? Like, if I'm a Tyreek Hill owner, maybe that's like the only situation that I'm taking Mecole Hardman just in case that happens. But Mecole Hardman, I looked 32 games he's played. That's 2 seasons. And I look at the stats. I understand Sammy Watkins is there. And Sammy Watkins, you could say, arguably was wide receiver 2. And what did he do for Kansas City? Nothing. And now you have Pringle. You have Robinson. Who's going to be a wide receiver 2 there? Does it matter? Will it matter? Will it just be an alternating 1 out of every 3, 4, 5 weeks? Will Mecole Hardman actually have fantasy relevance? He has been a wide receiver one time in 32 games. He has not had a 100-yard receiving game in his 32 games professionally. That is a problem. You were talking about a guy who has had very few games over 4 receptions. Like, this guy is just not getting it done. And he will not get it done in your 2021 season. He will be a disappointment. He looks like I remember him coming out of Georgia. I'm like, man, speed on that offense, like, wow, he would be a perfect fit. It's not a perfect fit. It has been a disappointment. It will continue to be a disappointment. And honestly, I think his value right now, like, you could just trade him away for somebody else. Just trade him away for another flyer on a team that maybe is a lot less likely. I mean, trade Mecole Hardman and a second and get Henry Ruggs. Trade Mecole Hardman a second and a third and get Bryan Edwards. Something along those lines. Or second and third and get Henry Ruggs. Do something. Do something along those lines. Just get rid of Mecole Hardman. That is the truth right now, and that's what I feel like. I think he's going to be one of the biggest disappointments. We're going to see all those things, and then it's going to be Mr. Wide Receiver 2 of Kansas City again. And wide receiver 2 of Kansas City is Kelsey, basically. Or maybe you could say Tyreek Hill. And wide receiver 3 is probably going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So you're going to have Clyde Edwards-Helaire games. You're going to have Marcus Robinson games. You're going to have Pringle games. In fact, at this point, trade away that and get a Pringle. Get a Pringle. And when I mean a Pringle, I mean like a chip. Like a Pringles chip. Not an actual Pringle fantasy player. Just get some chips. Maybe that will help you at draft day. Get food into your brain when you're right on that startup draft time or when you're in rookie draft. Yeah, trade away Mecole Hardman and get some chips. That's what I'd rather have at this point. I know, it's sad. It's sad sometimes how so much hype. I mean, he wasn't super hyped, but I mean, hype and then all of a sudden just falling from grace, I tell you. Ends up being a wide receiver right around drafted in that early to mid-second to, I wouldn't even want him for like a third or fourth. Like, I just don't want him. All right? So, again, this is Marcus Dynasty Football Dads. Peace out. See you tomorrow when we talk about one of the biggest mistakes Dynasty owners can do. All right. See ya.